The payment confirmation screen loads in exactly 80 milliseconds. You did not count the frames. The system did. A light green checkmark flashes on your glass screen. It is accompanied by a micro-frequency tone designed to mimic the drop of a physical silver coin. The transaction is complete. You own the item. Or rather, the item has successfully anchored itself to your future labor. You thought this choice was born from your own internal autonomy. You believed your late-night decision to execute that purchase was an isolated human event. It was not. Every millisecond of that interaction was mathematically mapped 3 years ago inside a concrete development park outside Zurich. The architecture knew your resistance would collapse at precisely 11:45 p.m. You still believe you are an independent consumer browsing a digital storefront. You are not. You are a biological node walking through a pre-calculated incentive maze. Every button, every delay, every automated checkout layout was tailored to convert your immediate emotional fatigue into a permanent corporate cash flow. The interface didn't offer convenience to save your time. It eliminated friction to disarm your psychological defense perimeter. Look closer at your applications. The financial systems surrounding your daily life are no longer passive tools for monetary exchange. They are active behavioral harvesting traps designed to ensure you never accumulate velocity. Every automated subscription, every deferred payment structure, and every invisible digital credit line is an engineered pipeline. It is a structure manufactured to capitalize on your isolation. The ledger of your life is being populated by external systems, and you are the one signing the entries. The systemic incentive. To understand the architecture, we must look beyond the immediate interface. We must step away from the consumer screens and peer into the invisible transaction layers that govern modern banking. The true business of the modern technological ecosystem is not the physical production of consumer goods. The real yield comes from the engineering of structural dependency. A technology conglomerate known for minimalist hardware presentation does not maintain its multi-billion-dollar liquid cash reserves by selling glass devices. The optimization occurs within their proprietary digital payment architecture. When you split a low-tier transaction into 4 equal monthly installments, you believe you are utilizing a helpful budget preservation technique. The system views it differently. The system sees an individual who has voluntarily surrendered their next 120 days of human energy to service a low-margin consumer asset. The macro incentives are perfectly aligned against your financial retention. An investment consortium associated with permanent consumer acquisitions discovered a core systemic truth decades ago. A citizen who saves capital is dangerous to institutional growth parameters. A citizen who saves possesses strategic leverage. They can withdraw from the labor market. They can decline low-wage executive assignments. They can think outside the pre-calculated narrative tracks. Therefore, the system must deploy structural countermeasures. The modern financial apparatus was deliberately redesigned to turn capital accumulation into an absolute psychological penalty. Through the deployment of high-velocity inflationary adjustments and endless digital payment prompts, holding raw cash feels like holding a melting block of ice. The incentives dictate that you must spend. The metrics demand that your liquid reserves remain as close to zero as possible. The system does not want your total bankruptcy. A bankrupt node is unproductive. The system requires your permanent, managed vulnerability. The human pattern. Every human behavior leaves a distinct mathematical trail on the network grid. The institutional architecture does not care about your personal opinions, your political alignments, or your private declarations of independence. It tracks your patterns. It monitors the exact speed at which your thumb scrolls past a debt settlement advertisement versus a luxury travel package. Consider your regular digital behaviors. The sudden notification offering a temporary credit extension arrives precisely when your automated banking application detects an unusually low balance sequence. This timing is not coincidental. It is a highly optimized behavioral trigger. The artificial intelligence modules governing the platform recognized your pattern of financial anxiety. They calculated your historical point of maximum vulnerability. They knew exactly which semantic combination would bypass your rational internal calculations. The message arrives with no friction, no physical paperwork, no human face to look you in the eyes and ask if you can truly afford the long-term risk. You tell yourself that you will clear the balance next month. You tell yourself this is a temporary bridge. That internal lie is part of the engineered protocol. The behavioral finance systems analyst knows with 92% statistical certainty that once a biological node crosses the line into microdebt, the pattern hardens into an identity. You stop viewing items in terms of their total capital cost. You begin viewing your existence in terms of monthly payment capacity. Can I sustain another $30 commitment? Can my survival baseline support another automated withdrawal? The moment you ask those specific questions, the trap snaps shut. You have stopped calculating your worth in terms of accumulated sovereignty. You have started calculating your life as an asset allocation sheet for invisible corporate masters. The institutional escalation. The protocol expands far beyond individual retail transactions. It operates on a global scale of systemic manipulation. During periods of widespread economic instability, the institutional mechanisms do not contract. They escalate. When macroeconomic shifts cause grocery and energy costs to climb, the public narrative labels the event as an unpreventable market correction. The corporate internal ledgers reveal a completely different reality. The crisis is used as a functional camouflage to deploy deeper behavioral constraints. When the cost of basic human survival reaches a specific threshold, traditional capital reserves dry up entirely for the working demographic. This is the exact operational window where the manufactured debt framework scales its leverage. New financial microassets are introduced under the guise of public relief. Digital lending structures are integrated directly into basic food distribution systems and public transport interfaces. You still believe this was an emergency measure designed to assist the civilian baseline during inflation. It was an intentional structural expansion. The elite networks understand that a population under immediate economic duress will gladly accept permanent digital surveillance systems if it guarantees immediate access to consumer sustenance. The panic was highly profitable. The scarcity was used to break the last remnants of human consumer resistance. Look at the corporate landscape. The traditional boundaries between banking entities, technology firms, and basic grocery distributors have completely dissolved. They have merged into a unified institutional web designed to track, analyze, and capitalize on your daily survival habits. The product was never the physical item sitting inside the box. The product was your predictability index. The true financial yields are generated by trading your future compliance data on secondary derivative markets. They are short-selling your capacity to break free from the loop. The modern echo. The historical foundations of this architecture were laid during the post-war industrial stabilization eras. In those early times, the mechanism used physical ledgers, ink signatures, and manual collection agents. If an individual defaulted on their social financial obligations, the institutional retaliation was loud, visible, and localized. Today, the mechanism has evolved into an entirely invisible digital echo. The physical collection agent has been replaced by an algorithmic, automated score system. The old paper records have transformed into a decentralized digital network that updates your compliance profile every single second. You believe you are living in a completely free, modern society with decentralized economic choices. But the modern echo operates silently behind your daily digital interface. When you apply for a residential lease, a vehicle agreement, or even a basic communication network connection, an invisible assessment is performed within a fraction of a second. The algorithm does not just look at your current capital balance. It parses your psychological profile. It evaluates your history of emotional purchases. It checks your digital fatigue patterns. If the system detects that you possess too much financial autonomy, your access parameters are quietly modified. The interest margins climb. The interface layout alters. The premium choices are subtly hidden from your view. The modern echo ensure that those who conform to the permanent debt protocol are rewarded with high digital visibility and smooth consumer interfaces. Those who resist are met with artificial friction, sudden system delays, and structural isolation. The system never ended its historic surveillance paradigm. It simply integrated the surveillance mechanism into the very software you use to communicate with your loved ones. The recognition collapse. The illusion of choice is the ultimate defense mechanism of the modern corporate state. You are given 80 different variations of the same basic consumer product. You are presented with thousands of streaming media platforms to occupy your cognitive downtime. You are granted the ability to voice your digital frustrations on massive public communication forums. Yet, all these variations point toward the exact same institutional destination. The matrix of options is designed to induce an ongoing state of choice fatigue. When a human mind is constantly overwhelmed by low-stakes consumer decisions, its capacity for high-stakes strategic reasoning completely collapses. You still think this is about economics. You still believe that if you simply secure a higher corporate salary or find a better investment vehicle, you will finally outrun the structure. That is the final, most dangerous trap. The architecture accounts for your promotions. It accounts for your salary increases. The moment your income metrics scale upward, the digital interface adjusts your exposure profile. The automated pricing models shift. The luxury subscription tiers present themselves. The systemic credit offers expand their boundaries. The system matches your growth dollar for dollar, ensuring your net liquid position remains completely static. You are running faster on a treadmill that is being calibrated by the very entity that owns the room. The realization of this mechanism is not meant to induce a state of passive despair. It is meant to break the psychological conditioning. The moment you recognize that the system is intentionally targeting your exhaustion, the emotional hold of the interface begins to shatter. You stop reacting to the notification prompts. You stop trusting the convenience narrative. The unresolved ledger. The true nature of global institutional intelligence is that it never seeks an ultimate resolution. There is no final victory scenario where the system shuts down and declares absolute dominance over the human population. The strategy is permanent sustainability through managed tension. The ledger of human behavioral control must remain open, constantly updating its lines with every single click, every debt extension, and every transactional choice you make. The corporate data archives continue to hum in the deep subterranean cooling centers of global asset conglomerates. They do not sleep. They do not feel fatigue. They continue to calculate the exact price of your tomorrow based on the actions you performed today. You will close this media file. You will lock your device screen. You will step back into the physical layout of your local urban environment. But you will no longer see the city streets, the retail shops, or the digital advertisements in the same light. You will see the cold, underlying engineering. You will notice the subtle psychological triggers built into the banking terminals. You will recognize the deliberate friction patterns placed inside your daily communication tools. The system did not collapse. It adapted. Most people never see the mechanism, only the outcome. The ledger was never cleaned. Another entry already exists.